Hello everyone and welcome to your Esports Rundown for March 25th, 2025. I apologize for missing last week, but we're gonna get right back into it and talk about some fighting games that happened in the past week. So we had the KOF Mid-City in Goya, where Daybreak qualified for the SNK World Championship. Took the win over Hisumi. And then had a really good lower bracket run to be able to get there. Taking down Dune, Itsu, or Kiji, and Sora to get there. And then Samsho, Maceton took down Uio, Laguna, Watabe, Gachu, Enu, Juyazo, Guppy, and then Tora Wazoo is your top 8. And then we had a lot of like club battles. There were like team battles for Tekken, where we got to see Varel win the entire thing, beating out Vitality Union in the finals. Team 1 DRX were the ones that got second out of the groups, but they weren't able to beat Vitality. This is a really fun event. I was honestly kind of shocked that Zeta did so bad. I wasn't bad because like they were still 2-3. But this was like an insanely high level tournament. And then there was the Nations Cup where South Korea took down Pakistan in the grand finals. Ni, Molgoda, and Low High taking that down Arsenash, Atif, and William. Yeah, this was another fun one. Again, like no other team format for Tekken. I think just kind of getting into the season, and as we have the first big qualification for EWC, as we are in the tournament right now. MD Luffy is going to be playing Atif in the winners finals. I think Atif is a pretty clear favorite there. But we have Kira still in losers round 2, swapped from France to Switzerland mid tournament. And then we have Yagami and Joka in the other side of the losers. I think this is happening literally right as I'm recording this. That's one we'll be going to watch after. The other categories were not any qualifier events, so I'm just going to skip them for now. We have Level Up Expo that has a lot of stuff. Gonna have big names in Street Fighter as Punk, Knuckle Dude, Jack, Noah the Prodigy, Idom, JB, Enzo, Hokage, Riddles. So like it's gonna be a really big tournament in Vegas. And then for Tekken, is gonna have another big entry, which is kind of surprising to me, just the fact that there's no points or anything. But Rangichu, Arslan, John Ding, Shadow 20Z, AK, Fear of Silence are all gonna be there. This would be actually a pretty good Tekken tournament. And then we'll not talk about these. Fatal Fury, Punk is entering Fatal Fury, I think, and Super Nin, interesting. Christotarian, Reynold is probably going to be the favorite, you would think, but you never know. It's a new game. It'll be fun to watch and see kind of how this ends up. And then we got Max Mode, which is a Georgia tournament, it would seem. And then another KO, probably one of the last big KOF team tournaments. We have Violet Kane going. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is going to be there, and so Violet Kane, apparently it's going to be the same people competing. Street Fighter is not going to be a big one just because Level Up Expo. So like this seems more just like the, hey, you're in the area and you don't want to be on the Level Up Expo. Kind of my read on the situation. And we're gonna head over to Smash Brothers and probably talk about Level Up Expo just on this side. But this is gonna be a big tournament for Smash Brothers, as we have good amount of Japanese representation coming over in Akola, Shuton, Zachary, Snow, Raru, all coming over, but we also have the big names from North America with Spargo, Syrup, Luto, Zomba, Tweak, Light, kind of normal names, Cola as well. This would be a very, very good tournament. Wait, Gen G sponsor someone? I never knew that. That's our Mario player. Interesting. I'll look into that later. So this will be a fun tournament to watch. I think it's just Ultimate. I don't think there's a Melee side. So no big Melee this weekend. Actually the Nouns Bowl will be, so. I assume this is, yeah, Zane, Cody, Mango, Moki, J-Mook, Aklo, yeah. All the normal names. And then is it Ultimate? No. Ultimate, there's no one, okay. And then what is this? Just another insane Japanese one. Okay, normal. This of, hey, here's some goated Japanese gameplay over there in Osaka. That's about it for Smash. I don't wanna. Actually, I'm gonna talk about Delta. Yeah, beat you on. There you go. There's your top 8. I'm sorry, my energy is weird. I haven't done this in, so apologize. Let's go over to Call of Duty. That was an Alpha Wiki. I can find it. Oh, it's the main wiki now. Okay. Good for God. We have a stage 3 major going on right now. And we're just we're gonna ignore the qualifiers because it's pretty much the results of said qualifiers. LA Thieves took down Carolina Royal Ravens in the first round. Heretics took down Ultras, a really big upset for them. Miami's looking pretty good, and they're kind of streaking towards some favorable results. Boston beat Optic 3-0, not really surprising anyone. Big surprise in FaZe going down this early to Surge, so FaZe has got a very, very long road. But they seemingly have a good side of the bracket. Because they're separated from Toronto and Royal Ravens, which you'd be really scared of. And then I think Optic and Vegas are both pretty weak. So that is going on right now. I'd be shocked. I won't say I won't be shocked, but I think LA is gonna get it. They're kind of goated right now, but oh, Heretics was the higher seed. Okay, yeah, Heretics has been doing very well. I didn't notice that. So I'll talk about that next week when that wraps up. And let's go over to Overwatch. And Crazy Raccoon won OWCS, at least the first event. Can I actually look at the this was a very, very interesting event because we saw EU flame out very, very quickly. It had to be a team kill in the first round of the lower bracket. And then in North America looked a lot better than I think anyone was predicting. NTMR took down Team CC and then actually took down the eventual champions in Crazy Raccoon. Didn't do well against Falcons though, or Crazy Raccoons in the second round, so they kind of came back down to earth, but third place is extraordinary for NTMR. And then CC lost to Space Station as well. Once again, got the revenge, and then they immediately lost to CR, so like, I was expecting China to be closer to Korea than this. They definitely seem pretty far off. Like they did take Falcons to 5, but just with CC doing so, like not even winning a map, that's a little worrying to me for the region. But yeah, Crazy Raccoon did able to take down the NTMR again, and then they were able to beat Falcons 4-2. A really good series, and who was the MVP? Oh, it was Shu. Yeah, Shu's the GOAT. We love Shu. And then is this starting anytime soon? stage 2. That's starting a while, so we won't talk about it. I'll check into Marvel Rivals. I don't know if they're doing anything yet. It doesn't look like it. I've heard, I know LG left Europe, I believe. But I think there's a little bit of a worry of it doesn't feel like there's that much stability in the scenes right now. So I think there's a little bit of worry there. We're gonna head over to Apex Legends, and we're just gonna get into the maps that I missed. Let's go to the regular season. I missed A through C, where Falcons, I think this is their first games. No, they just did bad in the first round. Okay, so who's in C? C is Vert Pro, Complexity, then LG is one. So yeah, okay, Vert Pro got second. Had 2 wins. I think they just looked a little streaky, and probably that last game where they got 20th is the one that really killed them. They were definitely more in place for a good finish than Falcons at that time, but Twisted Minds also doing pretty well, getting 3rd. Luminosity started off pretty strong, but I think they just looked too streaky. Liquid getting 7th, Koi getting 8th, Complexity not looking great, getting down there at 12th. They started strong and just really tailed off towards the end. And then B versus C, Shopify took top spot. NRG, honestly, doing a bit of surprise getting in second. They've been a little streaky, so it's good to see them hopefully bounce back. And Vert Pro is kind of solidifying themselves after a bad start. They'll bring it back for 3rd. Furia 9th, and then CTE getting that 10th spot, pushing out 100 Thieves, Envy, and Complexity again, looking real bad. LG also had a real fucking stinker this game. So, round 2, we're just going to be resetting and doing ABC again. Kind of overall standings. Virtus Pro is looking very strong right now. After round 1. With 39 points. Shopify, I think if they had a better round 1, they have A versus B, they'd be doing better, but that second B versus C really helped them. Falcons up there with 32, B's with 30, Team Liquid with 29, Huss with 29, NRG with 29, Koi with 26, and then Envy in that last 10th spot. Fury is in that 11th, still in the green for playoffs, but they're on the edge as LG not looking good and Complexity not looking good in terms of the big name orgs. We're gonna head over to MEA, and we get to see B versus C, where none of the big orgs really did well. FaZe has been tragic. NIP didn't look good. Aurora is way better than that. And then GG. Gaming Gladiators did well. And then Alliance did well. Alliance is no more than. In A versus C, Navi took that top spot. ExoClan doing well. Zero Tenacity not. And NIP is not as well. So let's look at the overall standings for EMEA. Navi is clear in the lead with 43, Infinite with 36, Forbidden Gaming 33, Go Next 32, and Alliance is tied with them, as well as Nemesis. Gaming Gladiators are in 9th with 27, ExoClan is in 11th, Aurora is in 13th, not looking real good. Zero Tenacity is in 14th, and FaZe Clan's in dead last. They'll need to really turn it around, I think. Same with the NIP. We'll go to APAC North. Is this the one? North? Regular season. we have a similar spot where round 1 is completed, and honestly a very disappointing A versus C, where Crazy Raccoon at 13th, Riddle Order got 16th, Reject got 19th, Kinotrope is the only big name org in my opinion with 10th, Enter Force at 36 did do pretty well. I'm gonna give them credit where credit is due. And then B versus E, Reject got their act together, got first. GHS Boom got second. Nose Fox got third. Fnatic getting fourth. Meteor, I'm bouncing back from that bad group A. That first game from them. But Crazy Raccoon in 12th, and that's just not going to be enough for them. And I know they expect better from this also. I wonder what's going on with them. I haven't been able to specifically watch this game, so we'll need to see a better round 2 from them. Whereas we have GHS Boom in the top spot with 46 points, Fnatic at 37, and a big drop off down to RRX with 30, Activist 28, Enter Force 36 with 27, Reject with that really good second game is up into 7th, and then just going down the list, Kinotrope 10, they got 10 points in both, but that's just not enough from them. And then just going down the list to see Crazy Raccoon in 23rd. Meteor did have that terrible game 1. They're still in the red. Riddle Order is not performing as well, so they're gonna need to bounce back in this stage 3 or round 2 and then round 3. Oh, okay, it's all zeros. I was like, wait, this has happened? No, it has not. That's Apex. And let's head over to, I wanted to have a formula for this and I've already just ignored myself. So let's go over to Counter-Strike because I want to look at the happening Counter-Strike. IEM Melbourne is going on right now. I don't think I missed anything major for them other than this. So, there was qualifiers for Austin. I will go to who's qualified. And then in this bracket, Mongols, Maos, Gamer Legion, Vitality, Falcons, and Liquid got through. Navi just getting real unlucky there. And then I do want to shout out FlyQuest for being Burt Pro. Good on them on the home soil. And then, oh, this is funny. In the playoffs, we have Falcons taking down Gamer Legion 2-0. That is with Odyssey now. They're doing real well. Mongols beat Liquid 2-1, get to play Vitality, and if I would bet on a Vitality Falcons rematch in the finals. Let's go to talk about the Austin major real quick. Or the Dallas, not Austin. As through the qualifiers, we have, this was just qualified for recently. Yeah. We have Falcons getting through, BC Game, 3D Max, Gamer Legion, and Heroic from Europe. We have NRG making it through from North America, and then Legacy and Lin Vision Gaming from South America and APAC, respectively. Yeah, the groups will be happening. This is way out. This doesn't feel like the qualifiers I was watching, right? Yeah, this is not the qualifiers I was watching. What is the other qualifiers that are happening? Oh, yeah, it was Austin. Okay. Let's say, gee, okay, I messed up. But there's a little bit for the other one's okay. Yeah, so qualifiers for the Austin Blast Major. I was right. It wasn't Dallas. OG, Heroic, Metsuport, Enigma, and BetBoom and B8 got through European qualifiers. Complexity, Wildcard, NRG went in North America. Imperial, Fluxo, and Bestia went from South America. Chinggis Warriors from West Asia. Lin Vision Gaming from China. Tyloo from China. We love the Tyloo goats. And then FlyQuest all made it through. joining Falcons, FaZe, 3D Max, Vert Pro, Pain, Furia, MIBR, and M80, along with Aurora, Team Spirit, Mouse, Team Vitality, Navi, G2, Liquid, and Mongols. And G2 is, it's just sad to see how far they've fallen. And this Falcons team is crazy good. And then let's go over to Valorant, where there's been a lot of problems. EMEA is just postponed. There's been nightmare tech pauses and problems left, right, and center for them, so they are not even physically able to play. And for the Americas, in the playoffs, MIBR has taken down 100 Thieves in the upper bracket to go face Crew. Sentinels won over C9 to get Liberty to play G2. 100 Thieves is going to be playing NRG, and NRG is really just not shaped up to what they should be. And then Cloud9 is going to be facing Ye and EG. That is happening in like 10 minutes, right? An hour. Close enough. Oh, that's 26. But I think that these games are happening in an hour, yeah. This would be the 25th, this would be 26th, and then I think this is going to be next week. So I think these will be 27th, yes, okay. Going to China. We have their bracket pretty much almost done. Wolves took down Titans and then took down BLG in a huge upset. And on the other side, another huge upset is XLG. Has taken down Nova and then Edward Gaming, and one of those teams are going to be confirmed for Masters Toronto. I think it's just 2, right? There's 3. So both of these teams are actually confirmed for Masters Toronto. And that means one of EDG or Billy Billy is not going to make Toronto. I'm very happy to see Wolves. Just because Wolves, the soccer club. That's pretty much it. So yeah, it's kind of chaos happening over in China. That'll be some huge points for Wolves at the end of the day. So hopefully they're able to kind of do well in Toronto. We'll look at EMEA just to see their bracket. Oh, their groups are still playing. Okay, then never mind. We won't talk about that now. Until that is all sorted and I know what's going on. Pacific should be starting their playoffs this week, probably tonight actually, or well, tomorrow morning. As we have not what we expected. We have Talon facing off against Gen G to be able to get to play Boom. T1 is gonna have to play DRX to play RRQ. And then the loser brackets have Nongshim and Paper X waiting on them. So this is going, like, it's just crazy stacked. It's gonna be very fun to watch. Unfortunate for EFM. I'm very sad. Zeta's doing well though. So silver linings. And that's gonna be happening all this weekend. Head over to League of Legends. And starting in the LCK, we go to rounds 1 and 2. I'm gonna go through in terms of last week, just a quick big ones. FearX taking down T1 was a very big surprise. Bro beating KT is definitely really rough for KT. They've been struggling and trying to figure out what they're doing. KT's kind of starting to figure it back, but not really well, because as you see, they lost to Nongshim immediately. Yeah, nothing too significant. T1 did beat DK. That was a very good match. I do recommend you watching it. I also actually, wait, what match was it? I think it was this KT versus DNF series. This game was very funny to watch. That's all I'll say. Upcoming, we're gonna have the Freaks play against FearX. Diablo is the best ADC in the league right now. DRX gonna be playing Gen G. Bro is gonna be playing T1, so that's unfortunate for T1 getting a loss right there. DK is gonna be playing HLE for the banger of the week. Next week we're gonna see no big games. Other than Genji DK, never mind. And they have the Telecom War, which Telecom War is always going to be a fun one. And then going over to the LPL, I forget where their stage they're at. Rumble. They're in the Rumble stage, as we have just going off of like significant matches. FPX taking on NIP. DoomB is just, I feel bad. He is in BDD ELO hell right now. He's been doing very well, but his team has not. IG took down JDG, which is a big win for them. EDG took down LMG, and AL took down WE. IG getting a win against WE, but that's pretty expected. PES taking on NIP, and NIP again, they're losing at BLG. They're just ELO held. Sorry, DoomB. It's unfortunate. I don't know how Shanji's playing, but I do like Shanji as well. And we're getting close to the end of week 4, as we're backstretch. Current standings: Top Esports are 7-1, and Legend 6-2. IG looking very strong at 5-3. JG and Billy also looking solid at 4-3. FPX actually doing, I think, better than most people thought. At 3-5, Weibo 3-4, probably expected. WE 3-6, and then NIP and TT, I think, are a little bit of disappointments at 2-6 right now. And then in Group Nirvana, LGD has already confirmed their spot to not be relegated. Just crazy. EDG is 2-0, or LNG is 2-2, Ultra Prime is 1-1, RNG is 0-2, and OMG is 0-3. Going over to the LEC, we have a bunch of matches happening this week. And it's going to be the road trip, which is going to be super fun in Madrid. I highly recommend watching it because it's also going to be some banger games. Last week, nothing crazy other than the big throw that Vitality had and beat BDS 2-0 G2. Koi's looking a little rough, so hopefully their Madrid fans can hype them up. It's nice to see the other Spanish team and Heretics getting to play against SK there. It's gonna be a very fun weekend. I think the big match to look at is obviously G2 Fnatic. As always, could be a very, very good game, and then having Koi versus GX will be very fun. Going over to the LCP, they've just started their games, and let me get to who's in it. As we have Vikings taking down SoftBank Hawks, CFO taking down Talon, DFM getting a win over Chiefs, and then GAM taking down Team Secret. Wait, what Team Secret? What? Oh, Secret Whales. Forgot. I was like, I knew this wasn't just Team Secret. Upcoming tomorrow is going to be Chiefs versus Talon, SoftBank versus GAM. I think SoftBank versus GAM is going to be a good one. 27th is going to be Secret versus DFM. See if DFM can kind of ride that high and improve off of last split, and then taking down Chiefs. CFO is going to be taking on Vikings, and that's just going to be it for LCP. Go to LTA North. I don't even know what they're doing. It's positioning phase. We're now in the group phase. Here are the groups that have been drawn. C9, Disguised, Leon, and Team Liquid. And then it'll be Thieves, Dignitas, FlyQuest, and Shopify. And those matches are happening 27th, 26th, and then just alternating until the playoffs. As you can tell, I'm really not interested. I want to be, and it's just unfortunate. Position phase has been done for LTA South as well, as we have Isris, Vivo Keed, Leviathan, and Pain in Group A, and then Fluxo, Furia, Loud, and Redkin Mids in Group B. And that's about it for League of Legends. It's gonna be a long one, I'm just realizing. Let's head over to Dota. Actually, I'm almost done. Paravision won ESL Raleigh. I think I mentioned that. I don't know, but we're in Wallachia right now, where Spirit, Paravision, BetBoom, Tundra, Liquid, Aurora, Tidebound, and Navi Jr. all made it through, with big ones not making it would be Falcons, Heroic, Shopify. I mean, they're NA, so, but you don't really expect anything. And then Talon and Avalis not doing that well. In the playoffs, we have Team Liquid taking down Tundra and then Spirit, and they're looking really good. And right now, Paravision are playing Aurora. They're 1-1. Aurora beat BetBoom to get there, and Paravision took down Tidebound. Navi Jr. unfortunately flamed out, lost to Tundra, and then Tidebound knocked out BetBoom. And obviously, that's going to be happening for the rest of this weekend. So 26th, these are going to be all 26th games. And then on the 27th, there will be a lower bracket finals and grand finals. And then we will... There's nothing I talk about next week. Or I won't talk until next week. And then we're going to just end off with Rocket League, I think. As the majors are getting ready and back into it. And we have the unfortunate new decals. It's just sad, man. And we have our groups for RLCS North, or not North America, jeez. As Gen G knocked out Shopify in the really important match of the traded teams. Space Station took down Ultimates to get in the upper bracket. Ultimates were able to get through as well as Shopify. NRG kind of somehow won in an FF. Same with Deleted, so they got very lucky. NRG wouldn't find, don't get me wrong. Complexity was able to take down 9 lives, and then 9 lives was still able to get through in the lower bracket, and it's not updated. It should be. But I believe it's going to be like Gen G, SSG up here. And then, it's probably because they changed the groups, and so it's going to be weird. And then Ultimates, Shopify, 9 lives, and Deleted are going to be in this lower bracket. See the culmination of that on Sunday. Who else has been playing? Europe is just starting, I think, so their Swiss will be, their Swiss is just starting out. OCE has looked pretty much the same, where TSM, Wildcard, Power, Chiefs are all really the ones vying for it. TSM just got an unlucky draw and had to play Wildcard. So Power is going to be playing this team, and then Chiefs are going to be playing Wildcard to try and get into the upper bracket, or the upper qualifiers. Furia, is the Furia region not happening? Nope. APAC is starting this week, right? I think, yeah. And then Mina is just SSG show, or not the SSG, the Falcon show. As you see in the upper bracket quarterfinals already, they are looking really good. Same with TM, and so they're still looking just normal. So that's gonna be it. I do apologize for a little bit rushed and it's kind of be off kilter. Trying to get back in the swing of things and streaming after a very busy college stretch for me. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.